right, you guys, we're back. We're gonna get right into it. So you didn't miss anything. We're gonna go over everything right now while we're making this. We'll tell you what it's for, what's going on. We'll show you all that here in just a second. As we're putting this together, this will make sense to you here in a minute. I just want to point out, we are pre-drilling in this on purpose because we don't want it to split and lift this any way, shape, or form. This is the box that we are building to set underneath this 3/4 sheet of plywood so we can try to be as level as we possibly can. So it's very crucial here. About an inch below and about an inch above, and you just want to sink that head. Not too far, but just enough. And then you're going to come right back. These are just, if I can hold them, Tom. These are just exterior grade screws, okay? Nothing fancy. They don't have to be stainless or nothing. It's just to lock this together. We're going to screw this. Now, before we sink that, it's already gripping and doing its job. We're going to go ahead and put the other one in so it doesn't try to kick our bottom out. And make sure to put a clamp on here. You're never going to be able to hold that much pressure and keep it exactly flush where you're trying to. Once we get it to that, go on and sink it in there just like that. That's what you're looking for. It's exactly what we're looking for. Look, come here, check this out. Okay, bing, square, square. Now, in this case, it doesn't really matter whether we're square, whether we're not, because this is just an underneath that we are setting across our even bigger platform to get everything up off the ground so we're not breaking our backs. This is going to set across these joists that we've created in this. We have plastic down first. We'll get into the rest of this in a minute. We're going to go ahead and pin our two bottom sides here and get this in the order, and then we'll talk about what this is for and why. All right, y'all, we're going to talk about the importance of leveling. This is a quick method to get your piece exactly level. Y'all, check my shirt out, man. 10-year-old son got me that. Proud dad. So look, Tom, go ahead and show them our long level here. Get close. Show them what time it is. All right. Now go ahead and show them the small level over here. Perfect. Now come out here. Here you go. This is what I'm going to show you. Now you understand the clip before this, why we showed you that box. Because when you have a box, all this is to get us up in the air so we're not hunched over on something small. Okay, that's the whole purpose of this. We got plastic over it, and if it ever worked in the crevice here, there's plastic inside on the floor. So we are protected, double protected. Now we can't just set this on here because our edges and everything are touching, and we got to be able to get to the edges in this process. So that's why it's lifted, so I can get things underneath of here to scrape the drips off and all that stuff. The way to get this completely level with ease, we have our box. Tom, yep, zoom them in right here. You see my shim right here. So even though this base is predominantly level, it was not perfect to the spec when we went to set all these things on here. It was close. This side here needed to be shimmed to get to the level on this side, not this side. So we stuck the shim in here. By us sitting this on a base, the entire project lifts on this side. If you have individual, let's say we took individual 2x4s and laid it across here, and we need to tilt this one way or another, all we did was tilt the one 2x4, which caused cupping, because when you're talking about the whole sheet, whatever we did here did not transfer all the way down to this end. By this setting underneath a strong box, when you lift this box or tweak this into the box, you're actually tweaking the entire piece. That is what we needed. So we were a little low on the front side. The shim went in, picked this up, made it perfectly level. Now, dealing with the middle, we went to the opposite end of the side. So we don't have any shim work on the long sides at all, just the short sides. Now I went in the middle, which that's why we have in the middle of this big guy, we have a center 2x6, just like in a floor, okay, on 16 center. So we went to the middle and I used a flathead screwdriver to pick up and pry the framework to shove my shim in there until Tom told me we were level in the center. Then we just went back to the other end, checked that to make sure it didn't get out of line, and that is exactly how fast that became level. Now you want to do, since we're lifted in places, you just want to go around to these places just like this, okay, that are a little shaky. Now we're going to slide that right there like that. Now look, now when I press right here, we're not going to move. I'm going to do the same with back here. See, now this side won't wobble. It won't because of my shim work and its placement. And you just do that around your perimeter right there. Now we're actually set and we're ready to put this design in. So stay tuned, don't go nowhere. All right, so look, here's one more little tip before we get to the primering part of this. We'll get into that in a second. This is set up like this by design, meaning I'm going to take a square and I'm going to set it right on the edge. And I'm going to lower that down because I'm wanting to see where it's going to hit. If this was a flood coat running over, I am pointing right there where that's going to hit, okay? Other side, same way. That's how we knew where to set the sheet. Put it right on there, ride that wood down, and look, it's going to point right for you, so we're not sitting here guessing. Is it going to hit the edge? Is it going to roll this way? This is so we don't have to cover all this floor here. There's no point. When we set this right here like this and we point down, that's telling me that it's going to hit right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a little slack in that. We're going to send a screw here a few places, and we're going to leave that trench underneath and over there so it can accumulate our pour, anything that falls over. Then I'm not walking on all this plastic. We made sure the three sides, this one, and right here, has a fail-safe to fall in here and get trapped and not run over. We let the extra hang over down here at this end on purpose so that I can just take a piece of plastic down here to this end, predominantly where I'm not going to be, because I can get to everything here and I can get to everything from over there here. I really don't even have to get right here. So anything that falls off here, we made it down here at this end to make life simple. All right, you guys, so look, we are applying a primer to the top of this. And before I tell you about that primer, I know you can see it right there. Before I tell you about it, let me tell you about the wood here, the sheeting, okay? This is birch. It is more expensive than OSB and all your other pine and all your other different sheets of plywood. And the reason we are using such an expensive, high-quality sheet is because we want our base to be high quality. We don't want OSB. We don't want that 3D type platform. The design we're actually going to do in this, we need to be as flat as possible. We are using this strictly for a bonding agent for our design. So no resin's going to hit this or anything like that, which is why we're only going to put one coat down. We don't care if there's any little things here at the end. This is just to adhere what we got coming that you don't know yet. So let me show you this. The Kills 2 all-purpose, okay? Water-based. No type of oil base, anything like that. It will hurt the design that we know is coming for our piece. So it does need to be water-based, and we do recommend using a high-grade plywood, such as a birch. Very good. Another reason we're going to use this, you don't want to ever use a paint and primer in one. This is not a paint. We are just using this for the strict bond to adhere the design that we are getting ready to apply to this. And it'll all make sense when you see the next video. So be sure and check that out. All right, it's going to take an hour for this to dry. We'll see you back on the next one.